Hello, and well, back again with obviously another helmet which I just took out of this proper packaging. It's just a knife I used to open the package. It wasn't in there. Yeah, M42, obviously. And indeed it does have wartime paint in the dome, but I'm not sure what this is about. A little bit of a liner is remaining. Late war pig leather liner. It is a CKL. I can't see the size here, lot number 53, so it's a pretty late one. Probably a Schubert liner. So surprisingly loose. Let's see if it has been taken out. No, it doesn't look like it, so I will leave it in place. Yeah, that hasn't been messed with, that's good. Yeah, it's also they don't even have the pins in here. I was hoping they were, but whatever. It's not that much of an issue. I'll have to see if the original paint is salvageable. Obviously it's a no decal helmet. As for size, can't really see anything here. I will just have to put the phone down and take a look, and then I'll get back to you. So, taking a look at the liner band, it's actually a Werner Zahn liner with the Reichsbetriebsnummer, and it's dated 1944. I can't really get it on camera because it's always hard to get on there, but let's just hope I can remove this paint, and I also hope the wartime paint was not scraped off the outside, as is unfortunately very often the case. Clearly this paint isn't that old, because no real signs of wear, so probably someone just found this in an attic and painted it up like this. But surprisingly the leather is fairly supple, and there are 3 pins in there still. And I mean, the nice thing is we still have the felt, so I can use that to remake a liner piece maybe, but since the condition is as is, I'm not sure if that's going to be the best thing to do. Probably just gonna leave it as is if I can save the paint. But there's bare metal here, which is not something I like to see, or that makes me very hopeful. But we shall see if it dissolves. Otherwise it's still a nice shell, and it wasn't that expensive for the fact it has original split pins and an original liner band with the inner ring, and well, at least a felt and 3 pins which are not broken, which is also nice. So yeah, we'll see. Anyway, let's get to removing the paint. I just took a closer look, and you can see, for example, right there, that unfortunately the wartime paint was actually removed mechanically for some odd reason. There seems to be white paint there as well, so this helmet has probably been apart as well, so there's not really much saving here, unfortunately. Yeah, you can see right there are some scrapes as well. So this won't have any original paint left, but it's a good shell to restore. So at least it has that going for it. But that also means that I'm going to disassemble it, because yeah, there's nothing to save, which is sad. The last helmet I bought that was in a very similar configuration to this one, just even less rust than this. This has a bit of a rusty area here, which is not that nice, but once there is a liner in there, it's not going to be visible. But yeah, that also had the paint scraped off and then repainted again. And it looks like this helmet had the same fate. Yeah, just a partial little bit of a liner. And that's all we've got. But let's see if the split pins maybe have some interesting markings, because yeah, this is going to just get restored completely and repainted. And for that, it's a good candidate. Alright, well, the lead is done. Yeah, the liner's out. And it was also painted in a green color, as you can see here. See, it's run down here. I was quite surprised. But that also explains why it's so vibrant here as far as the color goes. Yeah, the split pins are rusty. I can't see any markings. But given that the liner is a 1944 one and the lot number is 53 something, it is a very late helmet. So this is probably late 1944, early 45 maybe even. But yeah, the split pins might still be usable. It's always hard to say because the steel quality of these late war ones is really bad. Yeah, curious to see how the dome cleans up. I hope I can save this original paint at least. Everything else will not be savable, I'm very sure of that. Again, very sad, but you can see there's also white paint here, and you can't see any remnants of white paint anywhere else. Oh, actually, maybe just there. But that's probably about it. Yeah, but a nice shell. That's it. And a nice liner band. It's in size 56. You can just see right there, and also some of the white paint. Yeah, so this was post-war used by a fire department, then probably spent a long time, I'm sorry, in some attic, and now it's ended up here. So, well, the next thing you'll see is me removing the paint of this, and I'll get back to you when I do that. Well, before that, I just well, cleaned this with some water and a steel sponge, just very lightly, just to see how the original paint holds up. There's unfortunately some sort of, yeah, probably also this white paint that is on the liner band splattered in here, which is very unfortunate. It'll probably be hard to remove. And there's also some splotches of green paint here that are not wartime, because you can see how there's no rust where that paint is, and it's painted over rust. So it's definitely a lot newer, but there is some probably Feldgrau. It's hard to say. You can also see it just there a little bit. Yeah, a good basis to how I'm going to restore it. But the best thing is it doesn't really look to be very pitted. Even the rusty area here, it's not gonna be that bad once I mean, I'll just cover that up. But this is probably the thing I like the most about this, to be very honest, because especially with the inner rings, these are quite rare, so that is nice. Yeah, now let's get to removing the paint. Alright, well, this is what we are left with. I did end up removing the paint chemically, just to see if there was anything worth saving, but yeah, as you can see, that is not the case. The shell was probably even stripped on the outside because there's just no signs of wartime paint here. Then it was painted in this tan greenish color, and then black. And at some point it was white too. Yeah, but as you can see, they also removed all the paint around here. So really, this is the only area that still has factory paint on it. At least the marking is now a bit more visible, but it's also very crooked. As you can see, it's tilted to the right. Yeah, lot number 53 something. Not really legible, but it is a CKL64. Yeah, that's a late war helmet, and I'm not sure if I'm going to actually restore this myself or just sell the shell. I'll probably do the latter because it's easier, and I have so many helmets here. It's yeah, getting out of hand. Anyway, yeah, let's carry on.